Hey, hello everyone. I'm just potting up a little planter here to go on the shed door, and I've got some other little things to take around to the back of the house. I've got a new box there for such little things as this. And I think I'll go and make a cup of tea and we can sit and have a chat. So you run and put the kettle on and I'll tell you all about our summer plans that we have, that we've been brainstorming. We've got a beautiful day here. It started off gloomy, but the sun is really getting through the clouds and I can feel myself starting to squint. I've got my tea here, which is lemon balm and nettle. And the lemon balm I had to cut down in the polytunnel yesterday because we've been working on the polytunnel to restore it so we can use it again. And in case you're wondering what this is, it's one of those, they're called a wind cat or something, and it's to stop the wind because we have a lot of wind here in Connemara and Lol thinks it can be very distracting for people listening, so hence a cat. So I'm going to have a lovely cup of tea and I hope you're having a nice one too. And we've just been sitting lately kind of brainstorming, because there's so much work to do in this garden that you can start on one project and then you're distracted by something else that needs doing. And as you know, the back of the house where I started a new garden, it's not finished at all yet. So we're trying to be more focused and organised. And now we've got the polytunnel to work on as well. So what happened with the polytunnel, the plastic was damaged and we've replaced that. But during the 2 years we weren't using the polytunnel, all the beds have become overcome with couch grass and horsetail. So I'm going to dig those out and replace all of that with our own homemade compost, and then we can start growing again. And I'll take the soil out and use it elsewhere. And then, so the polytunnel is really important to us because we're trying to become self-sufficient. We're kind of working on a 5-year plan so that we can get everything just running seamlessly. We want to integrate more permaculture principles and methods and just have everything running like clockwork so we can sit back and enjoy it. Now the polytunnel is at the lowest point of the garden, so you can imagine any runoff is going to run down to that low point. So Lol has dug a trench all around the polytunnel and we're now making a French drain and putting a pipe in that will take all the water away so that the polytunnel doesn't flood. But digging out the trench means we're digging out some brilliant, really nourishing soil that we can use on the beds as well and we can use elsewhere. So I mean the chicken beds are just over there and they're going to be running down towards the polytunnel, you know, when we get a lot of rain. So it's very nourishing soil, and there's quite a lot of land around the polytunnel that has been taken over by brambles. So if we cut all that back, we can put more veg beds there. And we're going to pave around the polytunnel so that we can put veg beds around it as well. So it will increase our growing space and we can think of maybe growing some perennial vegetables. None of them appeal to me at the moment, so I may have to re-educate my palate. But, you know, lots of things to be thinking about to make the most of the space. And one of our other plans is we've already installed solar power. We've had a little bit of a setback this year because we had torrential rain about a month or so back, and it actually got through the roof and the batteries. Some of the batteries have been slightly damaged. So it looks like everything is perfectly okay, but our solar man, Jonathan, is coming next week to double check and then hopefully switch back on, and then we can go off grid because the roof is being repaired and everything is going to be ironclad and protected so that doesn't happen again.
Cloudy power.
So that will be a big relief. That's another bill gone, and it's just a great way to live because you have to be so sensible with your use of power. Another project that we're really looking forward to is to build a castle, a kind of den, a tree house for our grandson Ash. And Lowell has managed to source some scrap wood from a neighbour, very hard wood as well, so he's going to build it with our grandson, which means we'll be able to start introducing him to woodwork skills. And I mean, he's only very young, he's not going to be much use, but at least he will learn the work ethic, I suppose, that sense of fulfillment of making something for yourself, and then he'll have a den to play in and maybe sleep out in. Lots of adventures to be had in it because he's mad for castles and pirates and things, so it all ties in with his own interests as well, and he just loves to be helpful. By the way, I'm having lemon balm and nettle. In case I didn't tell you, it's really lovely and refreshing and tasty and zesty. The lemon balm is fresh. It's really just so lovely. It's the first herb that I ever grew when I lived back in England. So every time I drink it now and I taste it, it reminds me of that initial, wow, something can taste so lovely and lemony and so fresh and so lovely. Takes me back to that moment. So lemon balm is a wonderful nervine herb, and it's an antiviral, and you know there's many actions associated with lemon balm. It's one of the herbs that I'll be talking about in the course for women that is going to be launched. I'm getting closer and closer to finishing it, and it will be available from summer solstice, 21st, 22nd of June. So I'll be letting you know when it's actually out there, but I'm so relieved that we're coming to the final stages of having it ready. And then there will be other courses coming after that that will be shorter and easier to access and easier to fulfill yourselves. So, something, obviously we all love summertime, but I particularly love it in the garden because you can see from day to day different flowers are coming up, different trees are coming into leaf still. I think the ash trees are now just unfurling their leaves, so we're getting even more colour, and each year the trees are getting taller. We cannot see the big hill and the castle that we could normally see in front of us here. It's completely hidden by the tree growth, which is amazing. And there's daisies everywhere, and one of my jobs for this week is to trim and tidy up because we have visitors next week who are coming here to go swimming because we've got such beautiful beaches all around as we live on a peninsula. And one of the other things that we're really looking forward to this summer is working with the bees, because we got 2 hives last year, or we got 1 actually, and we split it into 2, and we took one of the hives to stay at my daughter's house. So we're going to retrieve that this evening. We're going to build up the plinths that the 2 hives will be on, because we're thinking about putting some wind protection around them. But now we're getting to that time of year when we can open the hive and have a look and see how they've managed over the winter. So when the 2 hives are here, our mentor will come and help us because it's the first time we're at this stage. And they're so busy, the bees at the moment, that we're sure they're doing really, really well. So we can't wait to see how they're getting on. So we'll keep you informed about that as well. We'll be making another film about bees later on as we go through the summer. So I think I'll go and finish planting my bedding plants here around the back and get on with my tidying up. I want to do some hedge trimming and strimming today, not a lot, because obviously there's birds nesting. I know where they're nesting. It's just sometimes the hedges are growing over and it's getting difficult now to put the washing out as well. So I'll just finish my cup of tea and then I'll be off. And I hope you've had a nice pleasant time out with your cuppa. And if you've any questions, if you'd like to have a chat in the future, just put them in the comments below. I know there's lots of questions I get each week, and maybe we could do a cup of tea and a chat around those questions the next time. So for now, cheers, and we'll see you next week. I hope you enjoyed today's film. If you did, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And have a look at the website danusirishherbgarden.com for more information about us and about the herbal medicine courses I offer and the Wise Woman Way training. And if you go to the shop, you can find the books, the weed handbooks and other herbal goodies. And remember, we put a new film out every Sunday. So looking forward to seeing you next week.